Hello, I'm home now and I have so many beads. I have like an insane amount of beads. It feels like a Sisyphean task where you constantly think you're like, this will be enough, and it's not enough. Let me give you a little haul. I got more curtain rings because I was running out. We've had to switch to these wooden ones. There's going to be a variety of different curtain rings, but it's okay. I've got these star wooden beads that I think are really cute. I've got this like bracelet thing I got from a charity shop. I have 4 jars of these assorted glass beads from Fred Aldo. I've got these wooden bobbins. I've got a jar of assorted wooden beads, another bracelet, a necklace, another necklace that's attached to it, and a third necklace. So I'm going to sit down and like remove these from all the elastics and things. This is definitely not going to be done on time for my anniversary, but it's okay because I tried, so it's fine.
I think I'd really like to do another beadwork project after this. I found it like incredibly relaxing, just the monotony of it. Just going over and over, doing the same motion. Just very, very nice. So as I said as well, most of these beads were sourced from charity shops. I did get some stuff from craft stores as well. I used up old jewelry that was broken or I didn't wear anymore. The wire was just leftover fishing wire from my mum. And the curtain hooks, those were just like from the range. So it was mostly a thrifty project. I didn't have a huge amount of time to have it all be thrifted. Some things did have to be bought non-secondhand just for convenience due to the time frame I was working with, and I still didn't finish it exactly on time for our anniversary, but I think I made it pretty damn quick considering the scale of the project. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, definitely learned a new skill. Gonna try and make something like this again. Definitely would like to make something like this for myself.
It's really hard to It's not in any like order.
You can see me in the mirror. We did have some issues with actually hanging this up at my partner's house. It was up for a little bit of time and then yeah, it just couldn't really be supported under its own weight. So we're gonna try something a little bit more permanent with it, figure it out. But it's done and it's in his house and we will hang it up in some way. So if anyone has any suggestions for ways to hang this up, I would really appreciate it actually.
Okay. At least they've got their nice little clothes on.
Little jackets. Yeah, they're so stationary.
Hello. I'm just in my jammies right now. I didn't really feel like it was honest to like get myself all dolled up for this when it's just like the evening. I've been working on this poster that I got the commission for about like a month ago, and it's for a queer kink, sex, and fetish market in February, which if you're in Leeds, I think you should go to. The organizer is really lovely. I've been working on the poster for that. I need to get back to a different person about making a gig poster. I just need to communicate with my band as to whether or not we are playing at that gig or not, because I think we've ended up having a scheduling conflict, just a lot of things like that. But I am actually drawing a piece for me at the moment, which is like, oh yeah. Then I started this as like a painting earlier this year. I think it was maybe like August or September where I was painting that, and I just never finished it. So I'm reworking it as a digital piece. I made like the mood board for it like so long ago. It's just hard to kind of get myself to want to do art things at the moment. I feel like I'm trying to really try and live my life in the meat space and get outside as much as possible and try and do things that don't require a screen. So we'll see how I manage to navigate that alongside being a majority digital artist. I'm gonna get back to drawing now.
By the time I'm actually getting around to recording this voiceover, the gig has been and gone. It was a great gig, actually. We played with a band called Woke Nonsense and then Mars Blossom himself, who's the person that commissioned me to make this poster. It was such a fun night. It was so cool. Everyone was really into the theme, and it was just like a really great experience. Definitely made some cool music connections. Yeah, really loved it. Here's me making the poster. I did this about 2 months ago. So this video has been in the works. You can tell I do not have much free time anymore now that I have a full-time job. But with this poster, I kind of wanted to do like a collage type thing, try and get those like DIY music venue vibes. And I knew that I wanted to incorporate those little plastic animal toys. So basically I took some of those, I used some halftone filters, some general screen print filters and such to make them look a bit more blended into the background. And basically everything got a bunch of noise and halftone put on it, some color correction. And then I went around, I drew some of the elements, I gave everything an outline, I made the text out of plasticine, which you don't see in this clip because this is me basically editing the fully done thing. Here's the finished thing. I'm really happy with it. It was a great gig. If anyone would like me to make any more posters in the future, I'd love to do it. Just let me know. So I have had this painting sitting around for ages. I started this painting in August when I was really sick, and then I ended up making it digitally, which you saw earlier in the video. So I just had this unfinished painting that I was never going to do anything with. So I grabbed some white acrylic and I basically just covered that over. So I had a new canvas to make something new. So I knew that for Christmas this year, I wanted to make something for my partner's family because they've done so much for me this year. They moved me out of my old house, which was a massive endeavor. They've continued to just be really wonderful and supportive. We've gone on holiday together, that kind of thing. And I was like, what better of a gift to make than a portrait of Muffin the cat? Muffin is a beautiful cat. She is so loud and noisy, and I love her so impossibly much. I really did not think I would ever have this much of a connection to a cat when I've only ever really been a dog person. She has converted me. I am now a cat person, and I really have been wanting to do a portrait of her for a while. I decided to make it with oil pastel as well instead of doing a bunch of faff with trying to work out things with paints, because I did make this when I was really sick with the flu. So maybe there's just something cursed about this wood board that I can only work on it when I'm like really sick. I really enjoyed making this. I think it was a really nice process. Definitely felt good to actually get my brain doing something that wasn't too high effort, and I loved how it turned out, and they were really happy with it, so all is good in the world. I am once again mentioning the time in August when I was really sick, because I have been wanting to learn how to knit for quite a few years now. I've been crocheting for about 6 years, but knit has always been something that has evaded me. I've never really been able to pick up the skill. But when I was really sick, I couldn't leave my bed. I was just in and out of sleep all day. So I decided then was finally the time that I was going to learn how to knit, and I did. And I decided that my first project was going to be very simple. It was all going to be garter stitch, I believe, when it's just knit stitch over and over again. I do know how to purl, I just chose not to because I wanted something very easy and repetitive that I could do just mindlessly. So I decided I wanted to make a scrap blanket for my partner. I promise I do make things myself as well. But I've just been in a very lovey-dovey gifty mood. Basically, this blanket is just strips of different rectangles of colors, and it's something that I can work on when I'm out and about. It's something I can work on at home, and then I just sew the rectangles together and I keep going for as much as I feel like it needs to be. It's one of those kind of like infinite projects where you can always be adding to it. My partner has the blanket currently in his apartment, and I just kind of turn up every once in a while with some more rows for it, get them sewn on, and then we just continue using it. So it's a very nice project where you can use it while it's still technically in progress. I found knitting to be one of the most calming things. Like, I love having my hands being busy while I'm watching TV or hanging out with people or listening to an audiobook or something. And I found that it's been a real source of peace and comfort in my life at the moment. I've been very, very busy, as I mentioned previously, with working full time. And the small amounts of time that I do have left, I often don't have the mental capacity to be doing something which is really high effort and requires a lot of thinking. So it's nice just to get home after a long 10-hour day with about a 45-minute commute either way as well. And I do all my chores, I take care of myself as a person, and then I have about an hour and a half before I actually need to go to bed. So I just sit in my pajamas and I knit this project, and I can just turn my brain off completely, watch some YouTube, watch a show, something like that. And it's been a real source of comfort because I get very stressed with being a full-time worker. I am autistic and I find it very difficult, and it's a good way to just stop myself from getting completely burnt out. I really recommend knitting. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think slow crafting is one of the best ways to rebel against the insanely fast-paced reality that we live in right now. The best thing you can really do for yourself is to do things that take time and they don't have instant results. And I feel like that's kind of been the point of this video, is just taking time when it's cold and it's dark outside to just work slowly and lovingly over something which isn't necessarily even for yourself, and enjoying the time it takes to make things. So yeah, that's been the point of the video. This has been what I've been working on over the winter. So if you did enjoy this, I would really appreciate if you could maybe subscribe or like this video. It does really help me out. I'm a very small channel, so every interaction means a lot to me. And you can also check me out on Instagram. It's @Kiwi'sArt. And if you're interested in maybe getting a poster made by me, send me a message over there. Have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!